This next story, actually, it's going to bring us back to New Orleans again, Greg.
It will. Chad Kelly, the Denver
This
Broncos
is fresh.
backup quarterback, was arrested on the day that we taped here for criminal trespassing. And you're right, in a story that reminds me a bit of a story that you had in college. Chad Kelly was found in a home which he did not own, apparently inebriated, mumbling incoherently by the owner of the house, who promptly hit him with a piece of a vacuum cleaner and called the police.
He got drunk, blacked out, walked into a stranger's house, sat down next to her on the couch, and just started mumbling to himself, which is he didn't attack. He wasn't looking for anything. He just wanted to sit down and have a conversation.
And most importantly, he was dressed as a cowboy.
Like not a Dallas cowboy, a full-blown...
No, like a scarf around the neck.
Yeah.
He came from Von Miller's Players Only Halloween party. It was pretty easy to piece all of this together because the house was literally next door to where Von Miller was having this annual Players Only party.
Mm-hmm. This is what it reminded me of. I'm just going to tell the story because we're running out of time. Sophomore year of college, I got invited to a date party. It was a sorority formal or semi-formal. I had to wear a tuxedo. I remember that. And it was open bar. Those things were open bar, and I had no money, so open bar meant, like, you need to get your fill. And I black out drunk, get totally black out, and they're trying to take me home. I've, like, ruined the party for my friends. My date was sober because she was on medication at the time. And so I was totally sober driving us home, and she's like, Anthony, where do you live? Like, their friends want to go out, but they got to drop me off at home first. And I would only give two answers. They said I would either say 5,000 Las Vegas Boulevard, which is not a thing in New Orleans, or I would say Titty City. And they got annoyed. And at one point at a stop sign,
You would often say you were the mayor of Titty City.
the mayor of Titty City. And then I jumped out of the car at a stop sign and just ran away. And they were like, chased after me, couldn't get me, and just left. And apparently I just walked up to what I thought was my house and tried to get in the front door. And they wouldn't let me in, so I sat down on a porch swing. And I come to, I don't remember, the last thing I remember is the date party, and then I come to and I'm on a porch swing, and there's a cop car, lights flashing in front of me. And as the cop car is walking up, and I'm dressed in a tux, so the cop's like, what's going on? And he walks up, and this woman runs out of her house and starts screaming at me. I don't know what I had said. I think it was just, she was just scared that someone trying to get into the house.
Yeah, imagine that.
Screaming at me, and the cop's like, it's okay, I got it, takes me, and just like, where do you live? And just dropped me off at home. Well, I wake up the next day, and I'm not sure how I got home. I kind of remember a cop, but I'm like, huh? And then I call my date, and she's like, oh, here's what you did. And then like 2 nights later, the cop comes back to our house and is like, hey, this woman has filed a complaint against me, so I need to interview you about it. And I was like, dude, I was wasted. I don't know what I was doing. He's like, no. You'd had something to drink and you were confused. Is that clear? And I was like, uh-huh. He's like, sign this. And then I never heard about it again. So if you're going to get blackout drunk and walk into someone's house, don't dress up like a cowboy. Dress in a tuxedo.
All right. 1 week after we talked about Aaron Hernandez being back in the news, another former NFL player convicted for murder, Rae Carruth, the former Carolina Panther, walked out of prison this week after serving 19 years in the murder of Cherika Adams, who was his fiance and the mother to his unborn child at the time of the murder. He was convicted of conspiracy to murder. He's changed his name in the meantime. He's now Ray Wiggins, and he is a free man.
Okay, here's the question everybody wants to know. Which team needs a wide receiver? Where's he going to go, Greg? Because this has got Patriots written all over it. I could see Belichick taking a chance, being like, you know what? When you want to win, you got to listen to my rules. I could see the Raiders taking him. You know, the Raiders need some help. If Al Davis was alive or Rae Carruth's fiance was alive, I could see him playing for the Raiders.
Feels like a Cowboys type of pickup.
Yeah.
They splashy.
Get some popcorn.
Just
have a press conference.
Just like headlines, you know. New Orleans, I think they're always looking for receivers with an edge.
Do you think Rae Carruth has lost a step?
It can't help. I mean, you do have a lot of time to work out in jail. 19 years is a long time.
It is. It is a long time.
But he was a talent. His career cut short just 3 years into it, so he has fresh legs.
That's true. He does have fresh legs, and I think he's like, I mean, he's probably gained some sort of some sort of wisdom, you know what I mean? Some sort of life wisdom that you can only get by killing the mother of your unborn child. Gregg, do you think, even though he only did 3 seasons, do you think that you think he's a Hall of Famer? You think he's got what it takes? Maybe not a first rounder, but I mean, when he gets to the Veterans Committee.
The veteran, I think he needs to.
Do you see him wearing that gold jacket?
I think he needs to put up more stats. Like, you know, they've been letting some players in, like Terrell Davis, who kind of have a short but really brilliant peak. So they're being more open to that. But generally, they're more into the guys with long careers, kind of compiler types.
Mm-hmm. He was like a candle that just burned brightly. What would you say was the best thing he ever did in his career? I've got my pick, but what do you think? What do you think was the best thing he ever did? Was it like a touchdown? It was like a good catch, like a helmet catch kind of thing that he did, or was it just the?
His 3rd season, definitely his production picked up. Like he was a first-round pick, 27th overall pick in the draft. Didn't really produce too much, and started to make some strides. The NFL, you know, is keeping close tabs on this. If you are a fan, and there were at least 4 fans on Monday when he was released from jail that tried to buy a Rae Carruth jersey
if you didn't
from the NFL shop, and you are not allowed to do that.
If you didn't get your Rae Carruth jersey before he got released from prison, then I get into these fair weather fans who were just jumping on the bandwagon. Now, I'll tell you, here's the biggest question from me. If you're going to let Rae Carruth back into the NFL, the only thing I want answered, the most important thing, is he going to stand for the national anthem?